Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the You're Not Done Yet podcast. So your purpose is just moments away, and I'm here to help you get there. Y'all, we are back with another episode, and most importantly, we are back with another amazing guest. So this week, we'll be speaking to Coach Ashlee Marie. So, Coach Ashlee Marie, if you could introduce yourself to our listeners, we'll get started.
Hey y'all, this is Coach Ashlee Marie, aka Coach A Marie. I'm so excited to connect with your audience today. I absolutely adore your platform and everything that you stand for. Who am I? Where do I begin? So I am a certified Christian professional life coach. I'm also a mama, y'all. Listen, I lead with that. We were just
Yeah,
a few minutes ago how we are in my day mother.
make it right.
And so those are the two most prized possessions. I am kingdom driven, faith driven. I think that we just are a culmination of the things that we believe, and believe in Jesus Christ, and so that's who Coach Ashlee Marie is.
Yes. So today we're going to be talking about God-given purpose, right? So let's literally just hop into the episode and get it going. So, why did you create A Marie Talks?
So for me, I remember a couple years back when I worked in corporate America, and I just had experienced a lot of different things. I feel like as a mother, as a woman, for any of you guys that are in relationships, I don't care if it's partnerships, marriage, or anything. Sometimes we feel like we've lost our voice. Sometimes we feel like we've lost our way. And so when God presented A Marie Talks to me, it was in a season of my life where I was like, Lord, who wants to listen to me? Like, who in the world would want to listen to anything that I have to say? And so he created that platform, I believe, to show other people that even when we feel like we've lost our voice or we feel like there's no value in what we're sharing, that
Yeah.
on the other side needs that inspiration. They need that motivation,
Yeah.
that encouragement. And so, for a lot of people's brand story is huge, but I had lost my way. I had lost my voice. I became a certified coach because my daughter told me, Mom, you just are not a good listener. And that thing touched my soul, y'all. I was like, working in corporate has me being someone I don't want to be. You can lose your voice in corporate too. You can lose your voice in business. You can lose your voice in marriage. And so it's just very important for me to see myself, more importantly, as well as mothers and women, talking about the issues of life, because a lot of us are silent. There's a lot going on behind doors. Okay.
Yeah. No, I totally agree because I feel the same way as when I started my podcast. Like, God, who gonna listen to me? Who really gonna hone into what? You know what I mean? I know, Coach, but who is really gonna listen to the words that you are putting on my heart or asking me to say? And it was crazy because, like, when me and you did connect, through my mom, and then even after that, we grew our own relationship, and it was more of like, I support you. And even when you message me and say you just don't know that what you're saying is really touching my heart, so I can relate to that, and vice versa. Like, I'll try to make sure I hop in the live every now and then just to see what coach is bringing today, because we need that, as women and as entrepreneurs, or as women who are still working in corporate America. We do need that outlet or that person to say, hey, you can do this. Like, hey, you got this. And that's what coach is all about, y'all. I'm telling you. That's what coach is
I,
all
I
about.
think we met. I was whipping body butters. I literally just whipped a batch today, and
Yeah.
it's okay to change paths and directions. Sometimes the things that we want aren't necessarily the things that we're called to do.
Mm-hmm.
Walk that thing out, and that was amazing. We did connect, but we connected through body butter workshops, which I will be bringing those back as well, because it gives a platform, right? We need a
Yeah.
platform to talk about these issues of life, and I am so proud of you. Listen, I remember when there was a time we were just messaging back and forth. I go Instagram and I'm like, this girl is taking over. Like, if y'all are not tuning in and tapping in, those words speak down to the bone and the marrow, because oftentimes we feel like we don't have any value, but you
Mm-hmm.
amaze the people that watch you. You be the amaze. And I am just so godly proud of you for being obedient. Because there's so many of us, we be like, I'm not gonna do this.
I'm not doing that. But no, seriously, I was learning just how to get out of my own
Yeah.
way. And it's like, it's not about the likes, it's not about the shares, it's not about the retweets. It's just if I'm touching that one person. If one person can come up to me and say, "Hey, that video that you did the other day touched my
Yeah.
soul. The episode that you did last week touched my soul." And I just be like, little on me,
Yes.
but it's just curse for you, or course for you to like just never
Never.
stop. And we all know that consistency is always it's a thing that all of us struggle with,
Yes.
right? But it's just about staying consistent. So, Coach, my next question for you is: so both of us are mothers. So, how important is it for you to chase your dreams as a mother?
I feel like people chase a lot of stuff. And I am so glad the way that you formed that. And a lot of us chase money. I can tell motherhood to me, it is one of the most beautiful yet daunting, most like out of this world roles I've ever had, even in the midst of business and
Yeah,
how
yeah,
is it for me to showcase to my daughter that irregardless of what they've seen mommy go through, like I said, I've been through a lot of things, y'all. But one thing my daughters will always be able to say is, my mom will be found doing the things that God has called her to do. So chasing
right.
dreams, it's everything. I don't care if you have to pull yourself together, snatch your edges together, glue it together.
Yes,
Whatever you have to do, mommies, I'm telling you, it's worth it. And I
yeah,
remember when you had the groups in the meetups. I think that is so important for us as mothers to stick together and to see other mothers when. I'll never forget when you said, "Ashley, you're more than just a mom." I think that thing was like, what? Be, be so caught up in all these other roles, but when your children
yeah.
watch you go after your dreams, my
Mm-hmm.
children have seen me cry. My children have seen me do so many, but did it because you know why? They need to see us do it so that they give themselves the permission to go after their dreams. So many people are dream killers, and they're like, well, all you can be as a
Yes.
mother, how do you have time to record a podcast? How do you have time to go to business events and networking events? I'm like, you know what? You hire a nanny. You know what? Hire a chef. Because we are so much
Yes.
more than a mom. We are so much more than that. And our children deserve to see, because when they don't see it, their children didn't see it, their perception of motherhood was like, I don't want to be a mom. Now like, I
Mm,
want babies. I want to be a mom. I want to be a rock star. I
yeah.
want to take the stage. I
I want to take the world
the
over, okay?
world, because they don't feel like the world is just taking them, right? Sent them here for their God given purpose. So yes, it's massive. We have to go after our dream. Yes.
Yes, 100%. Because I was gonna say, just growing up in a traditional, African American household, as as a mom, you tend to put the things that you want on the back burner. So your kids, you make sure they're good, they're straight, they're healthy, they're this and they're that. And I came to the realization, it's like, okay, but what about me?
Yes.
What about me? Why can't I go work, go do my job, come home and be a mom and still pursue the things that I want to pursue? Like, where does it in the parenting handbook does it say that a mom can't chase her dreams and be a mom at the same time?
Well, people tell you that. Um, but
Hmm.
my grandmother chased her dreams. My grandmother worked in corporate for about 30 years, but every summer, my grandmother picked us up. Her dreams, we were her dreams, right?
Yeah.
Before my grandmother passed this summer, she said to me, Ashley, I'm so proud of you. She said, the one thing that I'm going to ask is for you to continue preaching Jesus. I am her legacy. And I
Yeah.
women have different ways of chasing their dreams. I think that time
Yeah.
changed, but
Yeah.
mother's dream, the things that I'm doing now, the choices that I make, and putting myself first. There's nothing wrong with that. My children lack nothing, but that comes at a cost and a
Yeah.
sacrifice. Sometimes, we sit up, we get earlier,
Yeah.
we pursue degrees, we pursue
Yeah.
business, mentorships and coaching and stuff. But it's worth it. Don't stop believing in yourself. If you can bet on everybody else, why not bet on yourself?
Oh yes, and that's my thing too. And I tell my friends that thing all the time. It's just like you're always so worried about what someone else is about to say or what someone else is gonna do, but you're so willing to bet on them, but not even bet on
Yeah.
yourself. Like how? Like how? Like, how would that even make sense? So, as we're talking about chasing our dreams, right? So, we know that chasing our dream, we're not even, let's just rephrase it to pursuing our purpose. Let's just say it that way. When it comes to pursuing our purpose, it's all about taking that leap, right? It's all about saying, okay, God, I'm surrendering to you. I'm going to take that leap and I'm just going to go for it because you told me to go. So, I'm going to jump. So, what are some things that you feel that prevent
Mhm.
us from taking the leap of faith or even just coming out of our comfort zone?
So for me, I quit corporate 4 years ago, going on five. Since why
Yeah.
I stayed, I think my mindset was conditioned. I think that a lot of us, a lot of things that present us, like prevent us from going after our purpose, is we don't spend enough time with the Father to identify what He's given us,
Mhm.
right? So if you think about the
Yeah.
lady in the house with the oil and all this kind of stuff, God is He's blessed all of us with many gifts and many talents. And what I've learned is it only takes one idea, one podcast, one word that can change a person's life, one course.
Yeah.
But it's the mindset. We are afraid, right? Each new level that you go to, there's a new comfort zone, comfort level. There's a stretching.
Yeah.
And what I'm finding in the new rooms that God is placing me into, my mindset has to tell me that I belong there. A lot of us don't leave
Yeah.
because we struggle with the fact that like I don't belong here, right? Like we said, who would want to listen to me, or who would want to read a book that I
Yeah.
wrote, or if I were to do a workshop, who would come? And you said it best. We're
Yeah.
worrying about other people. The only person, entity you should be concerned about is the time that you have here, that dash that's in the middle. Are you doing what he's calling you to do? Now, some of us lack finances. I'm not saying when I quit corporate, I was balling out of control. I had millions of dollars in the bank. Sometimes we lack finances. And so our ability to take that leap of faith, I've talked to so many women before, it boils down to the money. Do you have the money? Can you afford this rich life, this wealthy life, this entrepreneurial life that you say
Yeah.
you want? And if that answer is no today, then start putting some things in place so that instead of giving your money to, the fast food companies and your money to, because I like nice things, don't get me wrong, to the luxury shopping plazas, some of us have to start changing our habits. So I feel like uh, those are the things that prevent people, but it's attainable. I'm reading a book right now that says that, we all should all be millionaires, but are we willing to do the work? That
Yeah. Are we willing to? Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like, and we get so caught up in what's happening right now, right? So we're getting caught up of, well, my social media experience doesn't look like this person's social media experience, right? They have the car, they have the house, they have this and they have that, but it's like we don't know what they did in the background
no,
to
it
get that stuff. We don't know what they had to put forth to get that stuff. And if you're taking the leap of faith or you're trying to come out your comfort zone because you want it to look like someone else's success or someone else's story, you're doing it for the wrong reason, right? Everyone has their own individual story, their own individual purpose. And none of us are the same by any means necessary. But you can't be upset if someone else took what God said and went for it and you're still just stuck and you're just standard like, God, why is not happening for me? Why is not
yeah.
happening for me? Because they took the step
Yeah.
and you didn't. And I can only
Yes.
imagine with your clients,
You
you
know,
hear that. I know you probably hear
take
that with your
multiple steps.
clients.
I mean, we've shared our life journey with you here today. I've watched you transition multiple times. You will continue to transition multiple times. You've watched me come out and probably do my absolutely first live, and now you see me take stages. You like the girl. Every time I turn on the internet, this girl is here.
Coach is somewhere. Yes, coach is somewhere.
But you got to
Okay.
start somewhere. Like
Yeah.
I just think we have to ask her. I mean, are we pursuing it, or just playing?
Yeah.
And a lot of just playing,
Yeah.
And then there's some people out here, and I say this because I remember being in one rooms. There are people out here that I am better than, and that's not like, ooh, she's bougie, but you. The difference
Hmm.
is they took the step. The difference is they were willing to announce their business to the world. It doesn't matter how good or great
Yeah.
you are. If the world does not know you and you're the best kept secret, they will not buy from you because they don't even know you exist.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing too. And then it's that other notion of, well, God is happening for her, it's happening for him. Like, we doing the exact same thing, but why nobody ain't coming my way? Why nobody's
Yeah.
not booking me to speak? But like you said, they weren't afraid to put themselves
Nope.
on the forefront. You can't be afraid to put yourself on the forefront. Now, I'm not saying that just jump right into it,
A
soon as
whole lot
God you
though.
do it. No, it's because it's gonna take steps. It's gonna take for you to really hone into
Yeah.
what he's saying, and then you're gonna have to listen to his words and follow his guidance, because it's not gonna happen as quick as it would for that person
Yeah.
that it is for you, right? Because
Yeah.
you're special,
Yeah.
you're different. You have to be okay with being
That's
different. And I feel like growing up, yeah, feel like growing up, that's what I struggle with. Just like realizing, like, dang, girl, like, you're not like everybody else. And like you said, it's not to sound bougie or whatever the case may be, but it's just that that word was
yes.
prophesied to me. That prophet looked at me, he just was like, you're not like everybody else. He was like, stop trying to do what everybody else is doing and just do what God
Yes.
called you to do. Sir, what? Sir, what are you
That's the
saying?
secret.
What, what are you saying?
Listen, I like who you are. I think that we a lot of people do a whole lot of stuff, but when you watch somebody doing what my biggest thing is what you're naturally purposed to do. You're naturally purposed to do is this is not work for you. When I watch this is not work for you. This is easy. This
It's
is
so much
fun
fun.
for
Yes,
you.
it's so
And
much
that's
fun.
what you want your life to be comprised. Not that we don't have challenges though. Um, but I
Right,
think
right.
I think that as we pursue this passion, you need to be aware of some things that are going to come along the way. You cannot be afraid, and you need to make surround yourself with positive people, like you're in my inner circle. I
Yes.
mean, you really. I don't know if you are, but honey, you are. I'm like, oh my gosh! Every time you go live and stuff, why? Because you need people to ground you. You need people to be honest with you.
Mhm.
You need people to be willing to share things that can make you better, things that can make you grow. And I that's
Yeah.
part of this God-given thing. He's not going to give you a gift and not send you people who won't help you manifest it and carry it out. He's going to reach
Yes. Yeah.
in.
I totally agree. Yeah, and then the thing is, and you have to be open to the people that he sends you. And I always say, and sometimes it may not look like the person that you had dreamed about or you imagine in your head, but they still hold just as much weight as that person that you think that is supposed to
Correct.
be coming your way. Cause like, coach, I value everything that you tell me. So it's like, okay, she's telling me this. Okay, how can I implement it? How can I, put it into action? Cause I know she's coming from a place of love, a place of care. And I'm pretty sure God led her to say, these things. You can't be afraid to
Yeah.
just be open. And I feel like we're so reserved, and it's like, why? Like, if you're saying, okay, God, I'm gonna pursue this because you told me to, and my prayer every day is that you send me the people that are gonna push me to where I need to be. So why would I just say, nah, coach, I don't, not today, not this week, but why? Because
Yeah.
he sent you here
Yeah.
to help me do something, whatever it is, he sent you here to help me do something. So just lean into that. So y'all know that the podcast is all about purpose. So coach, this is my favorite question to ask all of my guests. So do you feel like you are pursuing your purpose? If so, how? I ain't worried about if
You know.
not, because I know you are. I
Yes.
know you are. But yeah, so like, how do you feel like you are pursuing your
Well,
purpose?
so one of the ways that I'm fulfilling my purpose is with A. Marie University. So a lot of people come to me and ask me, Coach Amory, how are you able to quit your corporate job and pursue entrepreneurship? How are you able to take stages? How are you able to do all of these things and consistently do it over
Yeah.
time? I never forget my coach said to me when I quit my job, she's like, "Girl, what are you thinking? Go back and get your job."
Yeah, get back.
Never get that. I think that what I am to people, what people have said I am to them, is an anointed life strategist. I think that pursuing purpose for me, God is showing me that exhortation is a gift, motivation is a gift, empowering women is a gift. A lot of coaches are different from me, right? A lot of coaches have business strategy. Pull out your pen and paper. I say to women that my purpose is the connection with God. And so anytime you sit in my presence or you're in my inner circle or one of my Amory University students, you're going to get divine downloads. It's not just going to be something that's in the streets that people are doing. It's going to be something that's going to help you build a business that's also going to help build you. And a lot of people want to
Yeah.
exit. A lot of people want to pursue entrepreneurship as their passion, but that's not really their passion. The passion is changing lives. The making impact.
Yeah.
The passion is just like what you said, receiving those DM and those messages where people say, Coach A, today I couldn't take another step. Coach A, today I thought about this, A, B, C, and D. But when I turned on your live, I could go one more day. I could go into corporate. I could, I can put a plan in place. I can stop spending money. So for me, am I pursuing my purpose and passion every single day? I'm pursuing it. Every single day I'm getting up and I'm saying, Lord, send me Christian women who are ready for what you have for them, inside of my Facebook group. And I believe he's pleased with what I'm doing. That's the only person I care about. Because God is pleased with the
Yeah.
work that I'm doing. I am honored anytime someone gives me a testimonial. I am honored. But at the end of the day, I want God to say,
Yeah.
I'm well pleased with you. I'm well pleased with what you're doing. I'm in the market,
Right.
right? And that's
Yeah.
not a big deal, but it's the sustainability I'm after. It's the ability to create generational wealth for my daughters and different things like
Yeah.
that. So yes, I feel like I'm pursuing purpose, and I pray that it shows up that way online. That as mothers, no,
Yeah.
you don't have to have on a full face of makeup, and it shouldn't be, a socially irresponsible thing to do a podcast with your kids in the back, because my daughter's in the back. Okay.
Yeah. My son's in the back, and he has been
Yeah.
since I've started.
Right.
So
So
yes.
let's change that narrative. And a lot of women are afraid because this is what the business streets tell us, that you have to be A, B, C, and D. Only thing you have to be is what God called you to be. That's it.
Amen. Amen. And see, and that's the thing too. I was so stuck on, like it has to be perfect. Like I can't have any distractions. I can't have any mix ups. Can't have any of that. And God just was like, yeah, but I'm finna show you what's really about to happen, because there are gonna be things that are gonna happen that are outside of your control. Like 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago when I lost my voice, I was like, come on, God, now. Come on now. Okay. All right. I said, I'll take my rest,
Yeah.
but come on now. Now you know that I got to get out here and do this episode because people are going to be waiting on it. But I remember, like you told me, just rest. Take your rest. It's fine. And so it's the more like you feel like you have to be on go all the time. And it's just like, no. Whatever you're looking for, whatever you're pursuing, it's going to be there when it's supposed to be there, when it needs to be there. So, yes, Coach, I really agree with everything that you said. And just do what you were called to do, not what you want to do, but what you were called to do. And you sometimes have to make that differentiation between them. And you'll know when it's something that you were called to do because
Yes.
everything falls in alignment. Now I'm not gonna say it's gonna be an easy alignment. Now I'm not gonna say that. But everything will fall into alignment because it's gonna allow you to get out of your own way and to say, okay, God, take it out, put this in. That's what I need to do. Okay, cool. I'm here for you. I'm here. But you have to. So as we're getting ready to close out the episode, if you could leave our listeners with anything, what would you leave them
I
with?
would leave them with, now is your moment. Now is your time. I feel like if you've been following her, which I have, okay, so I'm devoted and committed. Um, Now is the time for you to
Thank
take
you.
charge of your life. Control the controllables. She just shared with you that even in us chasing purpose and pursuing purpose, things come up along the way. We were last morning about breakfast with our kids, pulled in different directions. Life is going to happen to you, but don't stop. I've heard a woman say to me before, just come on through. A lot of us women go through a whole lot of stuff. The best advice I can give you is come on through to the other side. I don't care if you got to get to the other side, kicking, screaming, crawling your bed,
Yep.
hollering,
Hollering,
pulling
pulling your
your hair
hair.
out. Listen
Right.
to me. Do not stay where you are. I want you to begin to challenge yourself. Listen, your life right now. And
Mhm.
whatever is not lining up, not to what people say, go back to the Father and find those scriptures. And if it's fear that you have, make sure you line up those scriptures and you say, Lord, this thing isn't lining up. Why is this lining up to what you
Right.
promised me? And a lot of people do that. Lord, what did you
Right.
promise me? You promised me as a mother, I will be able to raise my kids the way that I see fit, not the way corporate tells me, not the way America tells me, the way you promised me to be ready and available to them, to hear their little heartbeat, hear their pitter patter beats, to be able to
Right.
be present for parent teacher conferences and different things like that. That was my heart's desire. I asked God, line
Right.
up my life so that you get glory out of this. And I just think that as women, we need to command the day, command our mornings, but don't just accept it. That's my best advice. Don't it, pursue
Yeah.
it. What she's saying, pursue
Yeah.
your passion, pursue your purpose, and everything else will be added unto it.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. Now that was a word, y'all. That was a word. But no, but I am a firm believer in that. Just go for it. It's not gonna be perfect. And let's just be honest, it's not gonna be perfect. But the fact that God is seeing that you are willing to do it regardless of what it looks like, regardless if all the ducks are in a row right
Yes,
now, but he's putting them
yes,
in the row. You go for it. You go for it regardless of what it looks like. Regardless if
yes.
you lose some people, he gonna send you some more. Regardless if you have to work that job you don't like for another year, but it's catapulting you into a place where you
Thank
may not
you.
even have to work no more. And pursue, you know what I mean? And just pursue what you want to do. Everything takes time. And that's something that I am continuously learning. Everything takes time. But make sure you're taking the time to do what you need to do as an
Yes.
individual and as a believer. You got to put in the work. And my uncle has this saying where you have to meet your blessings halfway. So if you want God to come, you want God to meet you right there. You gotta do the other 50%. If you want him to do the other 50, you gotta meet him right there. Meet your blessings halfway, y'all. Meet them halfway. But coach, if you could tell the people where to find you and maybe they want to get into the university, book a call with you, where
So
can they go
right
to get in touch
now,
with you?
I'm not like you, okay? I'm on TikTok, but don't go to don't do that. Okay.
Don't do
Follow her on
that.
TikTok.
Don't do
Consistently inside my Facebook community with women entrepreneur empowerment. And you can follow me on my business page, which is A Marie Talks. And I'll be probably debuting here on Clubhouse pretty soon, so we can have more um, chats like this. I find that women want more of this, and then amarietalks.com is where you'll find the information about A Marie University. But now is your moment. Whether you decide to follow, click, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It doesn't matter. I want to see you win in life and business. I want to see you win financially, right? So if you don't follow or purchase, it doesn't matter. But hit this and repeat it until it gets down onto your soul. Repeat it that makes you move. And if
Yeah.
that's the type of motivation you want, you can follow me on those platforms and you won't be disappointed.
Yes, well, Coach, thank you so much for stopping by today and allowing us to talk about God given purpose. And I pray that whoever listens, whoever watches, they get something out of this and they are able to apply it to their life, And I feel like that's the whole point. We have conversations, so we tell our testimony, we tell our story so
Yes,
somebody else can use it, right? Because we're being obedient to our testimony. Because, like I say, our testimonies
yes,
aren't for us; they're for other people. Then we're flowing for somebody to come through and say, "Well, dog, they did it. I
yes.
could do it too." So that's the point. That's the point. Well, guys, make sure that you are following us on Instagram at You're Not Done Yet Pod and your host me at It's Andrea B. And until next time, guys, this has been an amazing episode of the You're Not Done Yet podcast. Your purpose is just moments away, and I'm here to help you get there. All right, you guys, until next time.